Hey there, guys, it's Metro, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Beast Mastery Hunter artifact known as Titanstrike, a little guide, quote unquote, on how to fill out a straight line. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, all joking aside, in case you guys are new to this or you're not really too savvy, I don't normally play a damage dealing spec, but if I was going to play one, it would definitely be Beast Mastery. I love the changes they made to Beast Mastery. I loved Beast Mastery in the previous expansion as well. I didn't like it in MOP, but in WoD it seemed really fun, and in Legion it seems even cooler. So I'm definitely going to be, this is going to be like my main DPS alt for any 5-man content, or maybe even some light rating, but I really love the idea of all the pets synergy, and this artifact certainly does that too. So the first thing I think you'll notice when you're coming from like a tank perspective is that there's literally no choices here. I mean, it sucks to say that because I don't know, maybe this is not how most damage dealing artifacts are, but there's so many things like this, all right, like defensive ones. I honestly kind of forgot about that because, you know, like the tanking ones, every single one is either like utility or it helps you tank. There's nothing that's like, this is useless for raids. Like, I don't need to heal myself when I do damage. But, you know, it can go a long way, of course, so it's not like something you don't want, but I don't know. I just didn't really think about that much. But anyway, we'll talk about the path and why I love Beast Mastery and this artifact in general. So, of course, Haiti. I don't know how you guys want to say that. But anyway, you get a third, or you get a second pet, Dire Beast, obviously. But you get a second permanent pet named Hadi or Haiti. It's from the whole quest line, which is really awesome. I can't wait to actually have this on live. I enjoyed the second pet concept, but of course, you know, there's some weaknesses to that second pet, and that is going to be cleared up with this artifact. So you take that, and then Dire Frenzy or Beast Mastery. It's actually the name of Beast Mastery. Increases damage dealt by your Dire Beast by 12%. So already two great things right off the bat. Obviously helps you do your job very well. And then some damage done by multi-shot increase early, which is good. We're going to be going up this left side here, obviously. I don't think anybody, I really just don't think anybody would even consider going up the right side based on the talents that are over here or the traits. But you do then get a defensive one. Mimiron's Shell aspect of the turtle also heals you for 10%, 20%, 30% of your maximum health over its duration, which is really good, actually. Like, you know, these things that are purely defensive, they don't really help you damage, and they feel like they're a waste of putting points into, but that's going to come into handy at some point. I don't know when, but that is going to be really useful to have. So that's cool. And then we're already here. We got Jaws of Thunder. Kill command is a 30% chance to deal an additional 50% of its damage at its nature. Some nice little RNG burst there. I like that, of course, very much. And then probably I don't know how there is a damage dealing. I mean, I'm sure there is, but I don't know how there is a damage dealing artifact golden trait that is just more straightforward and stronger than this. Like, this is just such an incredible trait. It's, I guess, like, its simplicity speaks to how basic, you know, how people say like hunters, they're very basic now, but like, who cares, man? When they're this cool, like with all the pets and everything like that, forget about it, man. Pets on deck. You guys go. I'm gonna lay back here. I'm gonna relax. You guys do the damage, you know. So this is awesome. Haiti actually benefits from Bestial Wrath, Beast Cleave, of course. That's a huge part right there, Beast Cleave, and deals damage from kill command. So now you basically just doubled your DPS. Right. I mean, I don't know how much, you know, exactly how much he's going to contribute from these things. I assume it's 100%, like if you just had 2 pets. But this is insane either way. Getting him to do Beast Cleave is such a good thing for 5-mans. It's unreal. And, of course, Kill Command is such a burst. You know, this is just the best trait. There is nothing else that is even comparable on anything that I've seen. It's just insane. I imagine if you just had a second Death Knight, you know, when you were Blood DK. It summons another Death Knight. He's going to heal you as well. You know, it's like, what? Okay, so anyway, that you're going to get very quickly as well. 750. So we're not even at the 1K mark, right? Which is a place that a lot of other artifacts I made videos on were kind of like, that's where you had to get to. 1K was like kind of right before you're done leveling, done with normal, like getting progressed through the normal dungeons and stuff like that. So yeah, you're going to get that very quickly. Imagine having that like right at the end of leveling. It's going to be crazy. And then you just keep going. There's nothing really else to say. Like, there's no diversions you could even make on this. Literally only one diversion, and it's that. So Yeah, I don't know. We're just keeping the traits coming in with furious swipes, and now we are at the 1K here when you put 1 point into that. Increases damage dealt by Beast Cleave. So pretty much before it's even difficult to get artifact power, you're going to increase your Beast Cleave, increase your multi-shot, and make it so your second pet Beast Cleaves as well. So yeah, right out of the gate, guys, you are AoE gods again. I cannot wait to see this. I really, really loved it in WoD, and I think it's going to be even better in Legion. I can't wait. So let's keep moving. Then Unleash the Beast. Also, Bestial Wrath increases damage you and your pet deal by an additional 6%. Even more AoE goddom, you know what I mean? Like, unreal. Oh, and then what is this? Let's move it over so you can see it all the way here. Surge of the Storm God. When you use multi-shot, Titanstrike has a chance to discharge an electric current at your pet's location, causing an explosion of electricity that deals that amount of damage, nature damage, to all nearby enemies. Now, I've heard people say this doesn't do a lot of damage. I don't know exactly. I haven't actually done like actual serious 5-man stuff on my hunter, but I think this is going to be amazing. Like, it sounds amazing. It depends how often, I suppose, it happens, but think about that, right? Like, this is just a pure buff to your AoE once again, and of course this does not do anything for single target. I mean, I don't think you're going to be using multi-shot on single target, right? So yeah, so I think this is kind of proving their niche, and you know, a lot of people may not like that. I feel like this is something to discuss, right? This is the first real talking point we have here. When you're DPSing raids, a trait like this seems really not good, and I think a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, Beast Mastery is not a spec I want to play. They're bad for raiding, basically. You know, because when you have something like this that is actually useless for raiding, it's for bosses that don't have ads, at least, it seems like they're not the spec you want to play, right? But I don't know. I really want to say how important Mythic Pluses are going to be. Like, you know, you're gonna get insane amount of gear from them, and eventually it'll be like kind of a waste of time to be caring too much about them. So, you know, if you're not sitting there trying to like push them hard as hell, then yeah, I guess Beast Mastery does not seem appealing. But this is exactly what I'm after, guys. I love this. I talked about this in the video, okay? I'm playing this spec because it's tailor-made to my, first of all, my interests, but also to, you know, AoE situations in 5-mans, which are going to be a very big competitive part of Warlords, of Legion, I mean. So I think this is what you got to think about, you know what I mean? People who are main hunters, obviously, I guess you'll be marksmen for raids, but I don't see any reason that Beast Mastery is not something that you should consider playing, especially for dungeons. Like, this is all you need. This is all you need right here. If you just get those 2 golden traits, you don't even have to fill out the rest of the artifact, and you're really, 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 really well set up. I mean, look at this. Every single one, AoE. It's partially AoE, but also all damage. AoE. Partially all damage, but also AoE. AoE. You know what I mean? Like, we just put like 15 points into AoE. It's pretty crazy. It's unbelievable, and I love it. It's really cleave. It's not really AoE, but regardless, you know what I mean. And then, yeah, you just keep going here. So reduces the cooldown of aspect of the cheetah by 60 seconds, which is great. That's your movement speed thing. And then now here we get to some actual real single target damage stuff. So yeah, these last 3 points, these last 3 choices at least that we're going to put in here are all very nice single target boosts. So, you know, I guess if you really are, I don't know, I guess you really could do without. Let's see, like, if it's possible to, what it would look like to do without. So at this point, we still have 875 coming in. So I guess, yeah, you can just go this way. You get Cobra Shot. These 2 things are completely useless. They really don't help you at all, but, you know, they're there. And then we're at this point with 50,000. So this is a big single target. It's a 1-minute CD. This is your active one. Usually there's an active one down here, but instead it's just a passive. So this is like, I think a lot of people who are serious about raiding SBM would have to get this quickly, because if you don't, yeah, you're going to be really behind on damage on single target. So it's kind of a concern. Like, you know, we're talking about what to do with this artifact before raids open. But if you're a Beast Mastery hunter and raids are open and you don't have this, and you have that, and like, I don't think there's going to be a lot of great uses for this in Emerald Nightmare. So I don't know. Maybe there will be, but yeah, this is obviously much better. Discharge a massive jolt of electricity from Titanstrike into all your pets and dire beasts, causing them to deal up to that amount of damage, nature damage, to their target every 1 second. So It's obviously great because you're going to have at least 3 pets out at a time with Dire Beast up, and then maybe even a 4th. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out with stats and all the procs and everything, but yeah, so this is amazing. This is definitely their needed AoE, or needed single target, I'm sorry. But yeah, so let's go ahead and keep that in mind. 50k for that if you go that route. But so if we go around, let's see where we're at when we have all these points in. We're still only at 18k. So then, yeah, of course, you get this, you get this. You see, like, you just get more out of these, right? Pack Leader increases damage dealt by kill command by 15%, huge single target. Increases the duration of Aspect of the Wild by 3%, huge. That's your big, your big offensive CD. And then at this point, yeah, so yeah, we're obviously very high at this point, 138k. But you get these things along the way. Let's see when we actually cross the 50k threshold there. So it's here. Yeah, so before you finish this. So honestly, I feel like all of these are just way better value. Like, the Bestial Wrath, this is good for single target too. So all of these are just better value. It's going to take a lot longer to get to, but I think when you're talking about something this straightforward, it's best to just go the optimal route, because like there's nothing, you can't really metagame this. Like try to metagame this and going up the right here is just like, it's just slower. It's straight up slower, and you're gonna do dungeons no matter what. Even if you're a raider, even if you're looking to raid as BM, you have to do dungeons, guys. It's not optional. You're not just gonna skip out on the largest gear cache in the entire game. But yeah, and then after that, you only have these 4 traits that remain, and this one's definitely my favorite out of all of them. But of course, this one's a DPS increase, so you kind of have to choose. I guess you're going to go DPS all day, so 10% from Cobra Shot's pretty nice. And then at that point, I would definitely take Spirit Bond. 15% of kill command damage. So think about all the things we've done with kill command, right? So it's there, it could be increased there, it's increased here, it can be increased here. So yeah, like all these things equate to a lot of damage for kill command, and you're going to be using it very often. So 15% of the damage it heals. And before, somebody's like, lol, it's only 20k. But anyway, it's a nice heal that you didn't have before. If that's not clear what I mean by these things, then yeah, I'll try to rephrase it. It's a nice heal that you did not have before. And when you are healing yourself as a hunter, you're helping the group out a lot, right? Because especially as a hunter, you're somebody who's quite durable. So anyway, that's it. And then you can just take whatever the hell you want. These are completely irrelevant. Hunter's Advantage does not help you in raiding at all. I don't think anyway. I mean, I guess if for some reason your pet's about to die, you could do that, but that's useless. And then you and your pet's dodge chance by 6%. If you need to dodge abilities in a raid, we are in trouble. But anyway, that's it. That's the whole thing. There's nothing really to talk about, but I did want to kind of give that dynamic there on about how niched BM is. And I definitely love the spec, but it's kind of because I don't play a DPSer to do raids. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. Otherwise, Legion is fast approaching, so we only have a few more days left.